Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have an update to an article that my co-editor Jared Belfour wrote on Mopar Insiders last week about the Chrysler C6X crossover, the new all-electric crossover that was been highly anticipated as the first new product from Stellantis or Chrysler brand since 2017, being put on hold. Now, if you go back to Jared's article on Mopar Insiders from last week, basically, we got a notification from one of the suppliers that sent us this kind of screenshot of an email that was sent to them saying that the C6X or CA, which was originally the name for the Chrysler Airflow before it got changed, program has been put on hold until further notice. Therefore, any spending associated with this program should be suspended immediately. Now, if you look down here at the effective dates, it's from January 6th to January 31st, so about a month, you know. And today, right now, as I'm doing this video, it is the 15th. So, yeah, we're right in the middle of this. But it's funny because we reached out to Chrysler. We didn't really get nothing back, but Automotive News actually got a message back, and then we received something from Stellantis saying why. And originally, if you go back to my video from the other day, I said I wouldn't doubt if they're kind of like reassessing if they're going to, keep it electric only, or if they're going to change the brand from being an electric only brand by 2028 to maybe offering hybrids or something else. And it looks like that's the case because this is the article that's going up today on Mopar Insiders. And basically, like I said, Chrysler confirms pause of new crossover to assess the market. So in their statement, basically what we heard from Stellantis is Chrysler brand CEO Feuell confirmed the program is paused for now as we assess the market and our customers' needs and wants. So basically what they're saying is all that electric jazz that we've been hearing, everything's going electric, it's being put on hold. And there's a big reason why, because there's a lot of pushback from EVs. And it's not just here in North America, it's also in Europe. So Stellantis, after the whole, Tavares debacle and him leaving the company in December, we're starting to see that the company is becoming proactive. Even without a new CEO, they're becoming proactive and trying to get more in line with what other automakers are doing, kind of pushing back from the expensive EV lineup, and moving towards probably more efficient and affordable hybrids, and probably bringing in an ICE model, something that's even more affordable, because honestly, these expensive EVs are just pushing the value of these cars up and up and up. And we know that EVs lose way over 50% of their value within the first year and a half. I mean, that's just how the market's going. If you look at a Mustang Mach E or anything, Ford F-150 Lightning, their values are like tumbling big time in the first year. So my neighbor just bought a Mustang Mach E long range that was turned in after 3,400 miles to the local Ford dealer. Some guy got it and just didn't like it, and he turned it back in, and he lost his butt. And the funny thing was, it was stickered for like 54 brand new, and my neighbor bought it for 32 because Mach E's aren't selling. I mean, Ford sold more Mach E's last year than they did normal Mustangs, but it's not like a huge seller for the company. So there's a lot of dealerships and stuff that are pushing back against EVs, and we're seeing that with now the launch of the Daytona Charger, and just, the new Wagoneer S is just coming into dealers probably within the next couple of days. I've seen pictures of them on trucks coming from Mexico to dealers. We've seen images from them, of them arriving in Montreal. But the problem is just nobody wants the EV thing because the infrastructure is not there, and they're super expensive. So we're starting to see the automakers come to like, hey, we had an idea. Let's go back to our old ways and pay those fines. So that's what it looks like we're going to be seeing here from Chrysler. We probably won't see an official statement anytime soon because they're trying to play it to heart. But what we also got was, from our article, they also elaborated on what's coming in the lineup. So I've reported on this before. Basically, they said, as the Chrysler brand celebrates its 100th anniversary this summer, the future of Chrysler is bright with a refreshed Chrysler Pacifica coming in 2026. So we know that a refreshened or mid-cycle update of the current Pacifica. Nothing's brand new about it. They're just giving it another facelift. We're going to see some interior changes, probably with some new screens and stuff like that. Maybe that passenger screen that we keep seeing in all the vehicles will make it to the Pacifica as well. But, it's not going to be revolutionary or evolutionary in design. It's just going to be an update. So we got that. Then they go on to say a new crossover is coming soon after. Well, that's this vehicle, the C6X. This is a D segment, so it'd be about the size of the new upcoming Cherokee or the Wagoneer S. It's a little bit smaller than the Charger, but it's a D segment SUV. It's going to be a 5-passenger SUV. This is the only crossover right now that's in the works, so it makes sense that the C6X is going to be the only thing that they're talking about. And then, again, we're looking at the airflow and how the airflow was. The airflow was a 5-passenger D-segment crossover. Chrysler was going to offer, I think, originally they said 400-volt, architecture. And then they had the option of going to an 800-volt architecture for a performance model. So that would be cool because Chrysler, with the Chrysler 300 and, back in the day they had SRT models. So it makes sense if they were to put a performance model of this new electric vehicle to market. But like I said, it's very interesting because we're seeing things daily that are changing like crazy at Stellantis. So when you hear YouTubers say something, it's kind of comical because things are changing so quickly. That's why I'm trying to bring you this update, because from what we said the other day, now we're hearing that it is going to be coming for sure. It's not canceled. It's just suspended because they're reevaluating their, their whole lineup. And then we're going to get a third product. And this one's going to be kind of different because they say it's going to be inspired by the Halcyon concept. So the funny part about the Halcyon was it's a pipe dream concept. It had nothing production-like to meet requirements of a current vehicle. So if you look at the vehicle, it's full of it's got a huge greenhouse on it. It's full of glass. The doors open up kind of like a 3-section. They got suicide doors with a top part that lifts up. That's not going to make it to market. It looks more like an Aston Martin and a Tesla had a baby than any Chrysler vehicle. I'm not a huge fan of the design language. I mean, I like the airflow a little bit better, even though it's kind of like just, plain. But it looked like a Chrysler. This thing looks nothing like a Chrysler. So hopefully we get something that looks halfway decent. But what I'm thinking is, they haven't confirmed anything yet, but I'm thinking that's going to be probably like a replacement for the 300, honestly. Because if you look at the Halcyon concept, it is a Stella Large sedan, technically, because it's a 4-door. And it's about the size of what a 300 was with the wheelbase in that. So maybe we're getting something like a stylish coupe. We did see some really interesting images from before this whole design language change came about. During the EV Day 2021 presentation way back in 2021. But it showed a Chrysler vehicle that was based on the Stella Large platform. Actually, we got 2 Chrysler vehicles. Both were like hatchback designs, kind of like the new Charger, but very sleek. Maybe we'll see something like that. We don't know yet. Chrysler hasn't really released anything on it, and nor do our sources know a whole lot about it because this is a new product that they're now talking about internally. So, again, there's going to be news coming up in the next couple of days, a lot of new news about what's changing with the product lineup, and it's drastically changing. So keep that in mind. Like, I just did a video on the Recon, and we were talking about the new Jeep Recon, and this is a vehicle that's based on the Stella Large platform. It's an off-road adventure vehicle. Basically, it's coming out as an all-electric vehicle, and it starts production next month. But we won't see it hit dealers until probably about summertime. But there's rumors going around like wildfire, and it hasn't been a secret by any means from the Jeep CEO, Antonio Filosa. He's been saying, like, hey, we're looking at bringing a hybrid to market. And it's more than likely it's going to come, and it might be even pushed even like closer to the launch date of the EV. So EVs are still going to be a big part of Stellantis' lineup. They have to be, because there's certain markets that are still following stringent, emissions regulations, whether it be Europe or whether it be, like California, because, California's been really hitting it hard with the regulations. They're looking at even taking classic vehicles and regulating how much you could drive them for like the whole year. So it's kind of nuts out there. But there's 11 other states, I think, that are in CARB that are following their structure. So even if Trump comes in, like I've been saying, if Trump comes in and like let's say he just annihilates the EPA and all that, they're still going to need electric vehicles. So the Charger Daytona and stuff do have a purpose, but for the most part, most people don't want EVs. So, and there's even been studies going on that say, 50% of the people who own EVs now have said that they would not return to an EV just because of the inconvenience with the charging infrastructure, the times of charging, stuff like that. So keep that in mind. I mean, like I said, things are changing very quickly at this company, and hopefully we'll see a huge turnaround. I mean, this is good news for us Chrysler fans who are worried about the brand going to an all-electric, setting by 2028. And now, like I said, they're assessing the market. So if that means putting a pause on a vehicle for a month and trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to do? So be it. I'm willing to wait another month. We've only waited since 2017 for any kind of new product from Chrysler. So, but other than that, I'll try to keep you up to date whenever we find out information. Make sure to check out Mopar Insiders on a daily basis and come back here to the Mopar Junkie YouTube channel. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.